Hey everybody, for something a little different, we've now got a replay from Hellsau in the 53-55. Now there are a couple of important things I want you to note. First of all, the T-55A on Hellsau's team, the M40, the M48, never mind, he identified as an M60, but it's M48, disregard that. The E50 on the enemy team, a really bad reroll, and also, I should note that Hellsau was using the Battle Assistant mod to get the more World of Warships-like arty view. It's not a banned mod, it's not a hack or a cheat or anything like that. Wargaming literally do not give a fuck. The majority of the player base also don't give a fuck because it's really not that big of an advantage. It's helpful for seeing if your shot's going to, wing over the top of a rock or something, but when it comes to actually aiming shots, it's really not as broken as people make out. So please don't fill the comments with bitching about Battle Assistant, because I don't want to fucking hear it. Anyway, Hellsau goes straight up to an arty position up north. His team already get a couple quick spots off. I'm not sure what the friendly E100's talking about. Obviously, I'm recording this on the 22nd of April, and this game was played like a month ago, so it certainly wasn't Victory Day. Maybe he thought it's the 10th of March, not the 10th of May, I don't know. Anyway, Hellsau's first shot unfortunately whiffs, but he's got all the time in the world to make up for it. Now you can see the conventional arty view, and now we're into Battle Assistant. This is, like I said, really handy for seeing what kind of arc you're going to get out of your shells, if they're going to hit terrain on the way over. Not really that useful for aiming at certain parts of enemy tanks. If you know what you're doing with the vanilla artillery mode, you can pull that off pretty easily anyway. It's kind of handy for leading moving targets like that though, and peace out, bat chat. So that's a good start to the game. Always good to get rid of a French auto-loading medium in a hurry. And now the JPE is spotted in the middle. Now that thing's obviously a priority target. I shouldn't even need to list the reasons why. It's heavily armoured with a big gun. It's not something that can easily be dealt with by most tanks, and so arty is usually the best way of solving that problem. However, he gets unlit, unfortunately, and although Hellsau could feasibly take a blind shot and probably hit him, with the reload time on the 53-55 and the amount of ammo he carries, he would rather hold the shot and wait for a lit target. Understandable. Unfortunately, the 251 is pulled back into cover. He was afraid of getting shot at, apparently. And so the JP doesn't get relit. What does get lit is the M48 on the enemy team, coming straight down through mid, and the Foch giving it cover from up on the ridgeline. Enemy T-71 is tracked, but obviously Hellsau's not going to waste a shell on a 71, and that's now dead anyway. He takes a shot at the pattern. Unfortunately, it whiffs, goes long. And now, of course, the JPE gets relit while Hellsau's on reload. The majority of Hellsau's team is bottled up in the north. They aren't getting pushed, but they aren't pushing either. The south seems to be held fairly decently, and just from looking at the way the teams are deployed on the minimap, this smacks of incoming stalemate. So Hellsau's going to look to break that stalemate by putting shots into the enemy tank destroyers, while also arguing with the 251. Now it looks like that shot missed. It may have done some splash to the Waffenträger, but there's really... Well, I guess there is a way of knowing, because normally these days it tells you, even if the target's unlit. Anyway, moving on, the Foch is now giving side armor to Hellsau, but again, it goes unlit, and he's not going to waste a shell on an unspotted target. Looks to see if he can get one on the T-34-2, but the terrain is just too heavily sloped He's pretty much safe from arty there. However, there's an E100 lit in middle, completely out of arty cover. This is a perfect arty target. Hellsau's first shot skims the turret roof. In fact, the E100 basically drove into that. He pulls back slightly to make sure he doesn't get lit by firing his gun. He was actually up on a hill there, and also presumably to avoid any potential counter battery. The pubby arties should be dealing with Hellsau's heavy tanks at this point, but pubbies tend to counter battery even when they're needed to shoot actual targets. And then the few times you do actually want them to counter battery, they never fucking do it. Anyway, the E100 has not learned his lesson, so Hellsau's about to give him a handy reminder.
Critical hit.
He gets hit again for about 800 damage. While that may not seem like much to a tank with 2700 hit points, it starts to add up quickly, and given the fact he's still out in the open, still ignoring the threat of arty, it's a lesson he can ill afford to miss. Hellsau actually tells him he's got 2 more shots left in him. One more shot now. Now the enemy have started actually pushing south. They're unspotted at the moment. There is a 183 there to try and hold them at the choke, but unfortunately he doesn't seem to be using his gun. Fortunately, Hellsau is just about loaded, and he's able to aim in on the Foch, not soon enough to save the 183, but soon enough to make this guy cry. Boom. If you have quick eyes, you may have noticed there was another shell headed for his side armor anyway, not sure who by, but he would have been dead either way. Oh, and he is mad. JPE makes itself known, puts a big shot into the pattern there, but doesn't back fully into cover, giving Hellsau a chance to aim in on it. However, it again goes unlit, and rather than risk missing, he decides to service the E50M with his now loaded shell. Peace out, E50M. So that's a reroll dealt with. Things are starting to look up a bit now, although this game could still go either way very quickly. And sorry, I am wrong, Hellsau did not actually call the M48 and M60, he called the enemy M48 and M68, presumably a typo, and I can't read, I'm bad, disregard me. I was going to make some point about bad players in reward tanks and tie this in with the T55A as well, but obviously that kind of, whatever. I don't think that point needs to be made anyway, I've already made it several times in previous videos. So there goes the Awful Panther, the Aufklärungspanzer Panther, notably with the stock turret and pissy little tiny dick gun. Eats a shell broadside, and Hellsau is now at 5500 damage, spotted, plus whatever he got in blinds. He's also up to 4 kills. However, his team is not doing so well. The T55A, look at his health, he's full health. Loses 670 to the E100. The E100's one shot for the T55A. The T55A goes for the JPE, exposing himself to the E100.
Ready to fire.
Hellsau decides he's going to have to go hero mode, shotgun this. Narrowly avoids getting hit by the IS-4, and there we go. The T-55 gets racked by the 214 hit point E-100 he elected not to shoot at. I'm biased here, but frankly, I think that guy should have his T55A taken off of him and given to me. Because, goddamn, at least I'm not that stupid. There is no reason he couldn't have finished that E100. He could have shot it on the move as he drove past to go to the JPE. It's just, it boggles the mind. Hellsau does take some direct fire there from the Löwe, but he's confident in his ability to finish it off. Gets it with the shotgun. And now he's just got to worry about the IS-4, who is full health, which is a lot of hit points to chew through and a lot of armor to chew through. And also the enemy 53-55, who he actually stands a decent chance of fighting. Now, Hellsau actually comes up where the IS-4 was last spotted, which is pretty fucking dangerous. But he gets away with it. The IS-4's obviously moved on to where is anyone's guess. You would presume he would start heading for Hellsau's team's cap, but events will make it clear that's not actually what he did. So Hellsau just beelines straight for the enemy base with the intention of killing their arty and getting on cap and baiting the IS-4 back where he can shotgun it. Or at least forcing a draw if the IS-4 tries to get on his own team's cap. As you can see there, that's the plan. Hellsau wants to draw this out to deny the IS-4 a win. However, he gets a spot on the 53-55. He's missed by its shotgun. His own doesn't miss. A little help from RNG there makes for a beautiful shot into the side of the 53-55's engine. And he scoops up his top gun with 6,400 spotted damage. Of note is the fact that the IS-4 still isn't on cap. The IS-4 has had time to get there by now, well and truly. In fact, the IS-4 could also have had time to come back and defend his own cap. Hellsau runs around to the north side of the enemy cap, so he has this small hill in front of him as a masking feature as the IS-4 rolls in from the north, where it was last seen, presumably. It will have to come around this hill to try and get shots at Hellsau, or come over the hill, and in either case it's going to risk getting hit in the ammo rack. However, he still isn't on Hellsau's team's cap, and he still hasn't popped up coming around the corner to try and stop Hellsau from capping out. He's at full health, this IS-4. Full health. He has 3 kills. He's fighting a one-shottable 53-55, 157 hit points. He could gently bump him and finish him off. He could low roll him with an HE shot that doesn't even fully pen. He could probably hit him in the gun with HE and finish him off. And yet with 30 seconds left on the clock, the IS-4 has made no attempt to come back and actually win the game. In fact, the IS-4 hasn't even made an attempt to draw the game. The IS-4 is deliberately losing. 15 seconds. If he doesn't appear now, it's a loss. It takes him about 3 seconds to aim his gun. And there's a win for Hellsau. And you can see the disbelief there. He doesn't believe that the IS-4 would just throw the game like that. But a fantastic game. Probably not how you should play Arty, that little shotgunning rampage at the end, but it's certainly how you should carry a shitty team who wants to lose. Special mention to that T55A, who really does not deserve that tank. I just cannot possibly comprehend what was going through his head when he drove past that E100. But thankfully, he had Hellsau to drag him to a win, no matter how little he wanted it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will, as ever, see you on the next one.